Have you ever had romantic feelings for anyone in this room?
No.
That would be Tom or Rambo.
I've seen Rambo without the mask. He's a handsome... Rambo, you're a handsome fella. It's Rambo, I promise.
So I'm a qualified body language analyst, and in this video we'll find out who is better at detecting lies. Me or a lie detector machine? Let's find out.
Are you jealous of Dream?
No.
So he bites his tongue here, and also his eyebrows tense up. Tensed eyebrows are a strong indicator of confusion. He genuinely has to think about his response. The mouth tense is a suppression of a pacifying behavior. When we go through stress, our bodies try and release that stress by doing what's called a pacifying behavior. We fidget, move our muscles, and do many other things with our body language. I'm going to say unsure on this one, but I think the machine will say that he's lying. This is because he is stressed by being asked a question, not because he's lying.
He has so much that you don't really when you think about it.
You believe you are the most talented person in this room?
No.
So here you can see his mouth tense. This is a common sign that someone wants to speak but is holding it in. He doesn't do anything that would suggest a lie here. Other than the mouth tense, he doesn't give off any non-verbal cues. So I'm going with true.
Truth.
Who is the most talented in this room?
It makes up for giving fake apologies.
Sorry to interrupt, but if you are enjoying this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.
Do you consider yourself a genius?
No.
Again, no change in his body language. No signs of stress or even much thought going on. I'm gonna say true.
Are you sitting on a chair?
Yes.
Have you ever been in love?
Yes.
Same with this one, nothing really changes with his body language. His baseline, meaning his normal, unstressed body language, doesn't change.
Truth.
That's good.
I relate to this.
Very sweet.
Very
Very
wholesome.
hip. Very cool.
Do you really enjoy Dream's music?
Yeah.
Again, his mouth tenses. He wants to say something and then he smiles. I'm going with a lie simply because he smiles, but not just that. After he says yeah, you can see his bottom lip quiver, which I think is a pacifying behavior.
No, but he made a song about a car and...
I said Dream's music in
He
general.
said one song telling me to take off my fucking clothes. You know what?
It goes off the screen.
Let's talk about you and I, Mr. Lie. What's your favourite lie you've told? Mine is none of them. Because I don't lie, I tell the truth.
Sit still.
Okay.
Also, the guy tells him to sit still because polygraph machines read the heart rate. He doesn't want to skew the results.
If you could remove one of us four, me, Tubbo, Jack, or Rambo from this video, who would you choose to get rid of?
Jack.
No change in baseline. Truth.
Truth.
Every time!
Are you sitting on a chair?
Yeah, dude, you've asked that like 20 times. Hey, are you sitting on a jet? No, sorry.
Also, the reason why the guy is asking if he's sitting on a chair is to allow the machine to form a baseline. It's reading his heart rate and blood pressure, and when he says yes, he's sitting on a chair, those readings are taken as the baseline. Then when he lies, the machine simply picks up the deviation.
Do you do this all for the money?
No.
So here he does what's called a distancing behavior. When he's asked if he does it all for the money, his head quickly diverts to the floor. And then he breathes in heavily and deliberately exaggerates his response. Distancing behaviors are used to avoid something that causes us stress. So this question, for example. So I'm gonna say lie. Also, look how quick his face goes back to the deadpan expression. He's actively trying to hide his lie, and by doing so, he exaggerates the fact that he's lying.
Oh, yeah!
That's a giant sign.
Oh, wow!
I don't do it. It's rigged. Your whole system's rigged.
If you had to delete your channel to save my life, would you do it? All
Yeah.
of your channels.
Yes.
Again, his mouth opens to speak, but he doesn't yet. He responds so fast it's gonna be true. When liars lie, they take time to think about how they should respond, mainly how to pose their body language. This time that they take to respond screams a liar.
Have you ever apologised on the street and not meant it?
No.
When he says no here, he tenses his mouth almost as if he's afraid of saying it. I'm going with lie. Also, he does look away from his friend, which could be a distancing behaviour, but I'm unsure.
Fail.
What video? What's true? What unfortunately?
Most of them.
No.
How would you describe your sexuality?
Gay. Wait.
So when he's asked this, he does a microexpression of a smile. Basically, a microexpression is a very small, non-verbal cue that we show for a very brief amount of time. He does that here just before responding, which shows that he finds the question amusing. He's very fake with his body language as he's being funny, and he's not taking it too seriously, so that's where I think the polygraph machine isn't so accurate. It's just too inaccurate. He clearly finds it funny but also awkward slightly as he exhibits rapid head movement and quickly looks back at his friend. Rapid head movement is a sign of anxiety and stress. In body language, we shouldn't read too much into individual cues. Clusters are more reliable and can be seen over a period of time. Here we're just seeing maybe 1 or 2 cues, when you would need to see so much more to make a solid conclusion. I think this polygraph machine doesn't understand this. It doesn't factor in other reasons as to why someone is experiencing stress. These lie detectors read heart rate and blood pressure, which are really useful at determining if someone's experiencing stress. But that's all it detects. We're actually reading the same thing. I read pacifying and distancing behaviors, which are caused by stress, whereas a machine reads heart rate and blood pressure directly, which is also affected by stress. A machine will give you a yes or no response, whereas a human takes into account context. These machines are really good, just not when you take the readings as absolute fact. It's why I use the word could instead of saying what I see as a fact. With this question, I'm going to say insufficient data.
Great. Am I gay? Wait, am I?
Moving nice.
I don't know.
Have you ever had romantic feelings for anyone in this room?
No.
Better be Tubbo or Rambo.
Again, not enough data. The way it's edited doesn't give me enough time to read his expressions, so I'm gonna say inconclusive.
I've seen Rambo without the mask. He's a handsome...
If I marry your mother, will you call me daddy?
Yes.
Right, stop that. It's silly. Very silly indeed. Started off as a nice little idea, but now it's just got silly.
There are many factors to consider when reading body language. You have to take into account the context. He's making a YouTube video for his channel, deliberately exaggerating stuff to keep it entertaining. There are no stakes, no punishment for his lies, and thus he doesn't really fear lying. It's the fear of lying that makes you easy to read. It's why police interrogate suspects, not give them pretty little forms to fill in. Pressuring people causes them to slip up. Making them afraid causes them to need to pacify and distance. And that's what we can pick up and read. Still, it's good fun. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.